There's been a lot of conjecture whether Sheens was going to stay or whether he's going to go. And now we hear that most of their star players are on their way to another club.
And certainly the players that, of course, the Mark Robinsons are the players they just can't afford to lose, because they're the juniors that have come through the club and have given them some sort of hope for the future after their marvellous performance in the National Panasonic Cup this year. Penrith with the ball. They're defending the southern end of the ground in the first half. That's Royce Simmons, who's gathered in and put into the ground just outside the quarter line. Down Penrith's end of the field. The kick is put in then by Greg Clements. And Watson made a bit of a meal of that, but diving on it in the end is Docking. And this little fullback has the ball for Cronulla. Watson from dummy half. So there we are, the points scored so far this year. Cronulla, with that exciting back line, have scored 276 points, and Penrith, without Alexander for so many matches this year, haven't yet reached the double century. That penalty going to Cronulla, and Watson is going to kick for touch over on that eastern side of the ground.
Be interesting, David, what tactics Cronulla play today. Last week against Balmain, because Sorensen wasn't on this paddock, they played a lot more out wide. I only hope that they don't revert back to playing it and switching it back inside too often.
Docking, Miller, away it comes to Diamond. Interesting to see that change too from Gibson this week, with Diamond going from second row to prop and Staines going from prop back to second row. As Miller's pass comes away to McGaw. McGaw standing in the tackle, he just couldn't get it away to Eddinghausen then. Just inside Penrith territory.
It's obvious, David, that Gibson felt that Staines' running game was far more important. And why bog him down with being close to the rucks?
Diamond, Docking, Quinn, Sorensen, down the centre he goes. He's rock hard, and what a great duel that's going to be this afternoon between Jeff Gerard and Dane Sorensen, two of the elder statesmen of the Winfield Cup competition. Speechley's kick, getting underneath it, little Robbie Robards. He took that well. That ball seemed to be swirling around in that breeze. It seems to be a bit of a cross breeze. It started off as a southerly, and now I think it's even coming a little bit from the southwest. It's a wind that certainly seems to be changing, and seems to be more evident at the southern end of the field than at the northern end, and Robards looked to be in a bit of trouble when that ball was swirling around.
It certainly is, David. It's going to cause a few problems out there, and also the fact that I think Cronulla in this half, they'll kick towards their left wing. There's a wind there, very, very strong.
So Clements again putting the kick in. He got pushed over for his troubles after the kick, but nothing that would bring any harm to him. And Docking's got it just inside Penrith territory. Coleman from Quinn, it comes away to Speechley. Now getting that ball out wide was Eddinghausen to Watson. Watson's gone without it. Robinson's picked it up for Penrith. Robinson will score. Robinson's over the quarter line. Robinson for the line. He's out of that last desperate tackle and he scored. Mark Robinson scored for Penrith and the Panthers are leading 4-0.
Well, this is a dream start, David. And once again, it's a mistake. So often happens early in the game. Well, there's the long ball out wide there. He should have taken that. Wasn't hard. Seen Watson at all the time in the world. But he picked it up very well, Robinson, the man who's already announced is going towards Parramatta next season. Now let's watch it from a different angle. Head on. The ball went out wide. It was a good pass here by Eddinghausen, but Watson made a real mess of it. Now look at Robinson, the strength here. He came at him, did ET, but he just didn't have the speed. We saw last week that he had the speed against Balmain, but this kid's very, very quick and strong.
So Greg Clements, the goal kicker this afternoon for Penrith. But how quickly Andrew Eddinghausen picked Robinson up then. Gee, that was amazing. Here comes Clements, just inside the quarter line. He's got plenty of height, he's got plenty of direction. What a great kick. 2 more points to the Panthers, and Penrith are leading by 6 points to 0. Quinn's pass away now comes to Diamond, and Diamond's gone straight through. Craig Diamond, the pass comes back to Speechley, and Speechley's almost up to the halfway line. Caught from behind. As Diamond gets it away again from Quinn, it comes to Miller. Miller's pass to Staines. Staines has got his arms free. The pass misses Eddinghausen, but Sorensen's cleaned it up. And even when they throw a loose pass, these Cronulla players, they still seem to have the confidence and the backing up to clean it up. Staines, just inside Penrith territory. Last tackle against Cronulla. Sorensen, Miller. Miller will get the kick in. And there it is. It's a high up and under. Anybody's ball. getting high or going highest and climbing all over the top of them was Lydiard, and in the end Robards gets it. I don't know what Lydiard was trying to do.
Well, a bit pointless there, David. One of the Penrith players had already called for the ball. Lydiard came flying over, and really the only thing he was going to achieve there was to hurt one of his own players.
Well, he certainly stopped anyone having an opportunity to take the ball on the full. Penrith had the ball on the halfway line. Simmons going straight through. Simmons has passed it away, it's gone loose, and McGaw's picked it up for Cronulla. Well, they've been sucked in by the Simmons dummy a few times, these Cronulla defenders. But then after making doing all the good work, he undid it with the pass.
Good play by the skipper there. As you say, David, he's making a lot of ground from dummy half. He hasn't been doing a lot of running, but he's certainly making up for it today.
Docking, Hatch on his own, back on the inside, that's Ronnie Quinn. Quinn in the open space is Eddinghausen still going, good run from Eddinghausen. He's only 11 metres out though from the Penrith line. Docking a dummy half, it's with Quinn, comes across to Miller, the pass comes to Speechley, back it goes to Alan Wilson for the line, Wilson's very close. He's going to play it only a metre or so out. Quinn's in a dummy half. Quinn's on his own, puts the grubber kick in, getting back there and flicking it across the dead ball line was Brad Izzard. And Speechley was really lurking there.
Well, he was certainly lurking, Davey, but I think Speechley realised that he was well offside here. And there's Speechley not making any real attempt to get to it. He should have played towards a whistle.
So now we're going to have the restart. Penrith. There's the restart. Getting underneath it, Alan Wilson. The lock forward takes it and runs it back towards the Penrith quarter line. Just outside the Penrith quarter line, 12 metres in from touch, McGaw. Away it comes now to Docking. Now that's Diamond. Diamond's tackled. Just outside Penrith quarter line, almost in centre field. Docking a dummy half. Docking on his own. Docking going straight down the centre of the ruck and pinches another 8 metres. Diamond again a dummy half. It comes away to Quinn. Back it down the centre comes Miller. Miller on his own. Good dummy. It goes to Sorensen. Back it goes to Quinn. The pass finishes up with Staines. Staines going for the line. He's only 7 metres out. Eddinghausen a dummy half. Again it's with Quinn. The pass comes to Docking. Docking can't get his pass away though. Last tackle against the Sharks. Now it's with Hatch. The pass comes away to Watson. Watson trying to force his way over. It's anybody's ball. Wilson will score. Try to Cronulla.
Well, Lady Luck was on their side there, but full credit to them. They kept the ball alive and got away with it. And that last pass, well, Wilson, just watch this. Now we see the wingman, Watson, get the ball away and beautifully flicked away by McGaw. And the lock forward in for a good try. Now just watch this flick pass. You'll see the ball go over, McGaw's out of it. Over it goes the top. Now watch Hatch. He didn't have to take it. Passed it onto the lock forward, and that was a good try.
And Sean Watson, who kept that movement alive with the desperate pass, the attempt to convert the try. Looks pretty good. Super kick. It's 6-all. Cronulla 6, Penrith 6. We've had about 23 minutes of play. Well, they're 2 super kicks today with a new ball, a little bit breezy, and yet Clements and Watson have both had difficult conversion attempts and they've slotted them both over. Van der Voort, away it comes to Goodwin. Now Goodwin, again a little bit unsure of what to do. Not sure whether to run, to prop, to pass.
Well, they look at 6s and 7s, David.
Yeah, there goes Simmons again with the dummy and down the centre.
Simmons is making the breaks, but after that, there really is no one out there taking control.
Now Clements with the ball. That long, wide floating pass, beautifully half volleyed by Robinson. Robinson for the corner. He's away there from Watson, but his pass has been intercepted by McGaw. And McGaw just couldn't prevent himself carrying the ball in the end across the touchline, and so the scrum will go down. But this is again, what's this? Robinson versus Watson. Gee, these two fellows, the 2 young, strong wingers of the competition. Look at this.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pass inside. Whether he did that intentionally or not, but it certainly proved worthwhile because Penrith have got possession from the scrum.
So Penrith have got the ball, only about 14 metres out though from the Cronulla line. Izzard, we've hardly seen him with the ball. He hasn't had much of a chance to show his attacking wares as it comes out the other side now. from Vitanza, away in the end, out wide towards Robards. And Robards is tackled. 18 metres out. Simmons is in a dummy half. Simmons decides to duck up that blind side. Hatch collects him, bundles him into the turf. Only 11 metres out though from the Cronulla line. Robards, Vitanza. Vitanza's not going to go much further than about 9 metres out. Last tackle against the Panthers. Now Clements puts the little kick in. Clements, can he get there first? It's loose. I think Docking might have forced it though. The referee says yes he did. And so a line dropout will follow, but that was very touch and go.
Certainly was. Good play by Clements here. They used a little bit of a shepherd, used a little bit of a soccer style, aimed towards the referee and nearly got away with it.
I suppose if you were a bookmaker or a ratings man, as so many of these people are these days in the racing world, you'd have to say Cronulla were very good things to win here this afternoon. They've won 5 out of their 8 home matches in 1987, and Penrith have only won 2 out of 8 away matches. So the odds certainly favouring the Cronulla Sutherland side, and certainly that man is hoping that they pick up the 2 Winfield Cup points. That's Jack Gibson, the Cronulla Sutherland coach.
Well, he'll be quite pleased, David. Both sides locked together at 6-all. That's good thinking by the Penrith skipper. At least they'll get the feed, not the head.
Well, that was interesting too, because Docking was up there in defence, and Quinn was playing an a la Peter Sterling role back at fullback, and Quinn didn't even get up there in time for the scrum. The ball was actually in and out of the scrum before Ronnie Quinn arrived.
Both sides, David, a little bit of indecision.
Good tackle there by Dan Staines. Now, Simmons has lost the ball and Sorensen's got it for the Sharks. Cronulla with another attacking opportunity. Diamond pirouette, spins and gets to within about 19 metres of that Penrith line. Wilson in a dummy half. Hatch wants it. No, Wilson decides to go on his own. Wilson's gone straight through. He's looking for his second. He's got it to Coleman, and Coleman's going to play the ball only a couple of metres out. That was bad defence again by Penrith. Now Staines from dummy half. Away it comes from Quinn. Now that's Miller. Now it goes to Speechley. On it goes to McGaw. McGaw will score. Oh, good try. Feeble defence, but Mark McGaw's strength was enough for the Sharks to go ahead 10-6.
Well, that was odds on, David. They had the numbers out wide, and Penrith can only blame themselves. You can see on the replay how many players were cluttered in and around that play the ball. It's 5 there. Look at it out wide. 3, and there's 4 Cronulla players, and a good step by McGaw. This big stride in centre, far too much strength. Get him over for a vital try. But look at all the Penrith players there. Obviously they were being called out wide. Robards had injected himself into it. Izzard, well, we haven't seen much of him in this game. I suspect he's gone into the game with an injury. And a good try.
It was a sparkling try, and no doubt he'll probably get the opportunity to do the same again for the Blues against the Maroons at Lang Park on July the 15th.
Well, let's
Watson.
hope so.
Well, I don't think we'll see too many changes. Watson, there's the kick. He's converted it. And so 2 more points to Cronulla. And now Cronulla are leading Penrith by 12 points to 6. I notice Michael Gregory down on the touchline there too, Ian. Maybe there's a Cronulla player about to be replaced or put in the head bin. I notice Dr. Malouf also walking up and down the touchline.
Well, it could well be Docking, David, with the fact that the halfback Ron Quinn did drop back a few moments into the fullback position.
Well, Gregory's gone back to the bench, so obviously the doctor's fairly happy that there's nothing untoward wrong with any of the Cronulla players. And there's Mark McGaw, the man who scored the try. He's got that pass away, albeit not a good one, but Hatch has managed to pinch another few metres with it. Certainly playing with confidence though, Cronulla, especially when you can throw passes like that. Staines' pass comes out wide, almost intercepted by Penrith in the end. Izzard can't pick it up. See, I thought that there was a knock-on from Penrith originally anyway, but it looked as if the referee was going to let Izzard go if he got that.
Certainly was. He was going to allow the advantage.
Here comes Gregory coming onto the field now, Michael Gregory. So who's coming off? Alan Wilson. So Wilson's going off on the far side of the field. I'm wondering whether he received a knock, Ian. Perhaps he received a knock in that run when he went oh so close to scoring just a few moments ago.
He certainly did, David. Didn't move, after the kick from Watson was taken. He was still receiving treatment, and he's got a bloodied mouth.
Oh, well, Michael Gregory, the Englishman, is on the field for Alan Wilson. Wilson, no doubt, going off into the head bin, but we'll clarify that one shortly, even though Wilson is probably having it clarified at the moment. As the long pass comes out wide to Robards. He did pretty well to get that, and in the end probably wished he hadn't. Now, the little chip over the top from Clements, but Speechley read it perfectly and is back there, and he's got a pass away to Quinn. Quinn sends it out now to Eddinghausen, away to Watson. Watson up over the halfway line. Izzard comes at him, and good cover defence brings him down. A few metres inside Penrith's territory, and if Izzard had missed that, it would have been another 4-pointer. They see it so quickly. They're so quick to counter-attack the Sharks. They've got so much speed and confidence. Miller still going. Ball's played. Now that's Hatch. McGaw, Eddinghausen still going.
They're very strong on the second phase of attack, David, this Cronulla Sharks side.
Blindside at Staines, and Staines puts the ball back into the centre of the field in front of the goalpost. Robards is getting back there. It's into the in-goal area. It's the half-time siren sounding in the back players. Robards is going to be held up 12 metres out from the Penrith line, and so at half-time as the players go in at Lemons, it's Cronulla Sutherland leading Penrith by 12 points to 6.
Alan Wilson, who left the field just before half-time, said he was okay. He's got a broken nose and some stitches in his mouth, but he's just come to the sideline and told the trainer that he's still got blurred vision, and he just walked off the field again. And there's a replacement going out right now, Michael Gregory, so there's some drama here.
So that's incredible. Alan Wilson, Michael Gregory back on the field now for Alan Wilson. Now there's Sean Watson's kick up over the halfway, down towards that quarter line. And Robards has it.
Well, they're the tactics that Cronulla will use this second half, David. They'll utilise the wind a lot more than what Penrith did in the first half.
And there we are, the half-time score, Cronulla leading Penrith 12 points to 6. We're into the second half of this match at the Endeavour Field. And in the first half, it was Paul Ackery who was leading the way as far as defence was concerned for Penrith. He managed to rack up 17 tackles. And who else but Michael Speecey was the top tackler in the Cronulla lineup. Seems to be every week. Well, Izzard got that kick in. He almost slipped over as he put that kick in. He almost got himself so badly off balance that his boot didn't make contact with the ball.
It's an unusual kick, but it was left with no other option, David. He was the only one in that quarter of the field.
So Cronulla, who were just out of the 5 before today's game, should they win, will go to equal third position momentarily, depending on the result of matches tomorrow. But Penrith, of course, are going to have other ideas in the next 40 minutes. As Speechley again, he is going to be the puppeteer for most of the second half, I feel. Him and Gavin Miller, outstanding kicking games.
Well, notice how much space he gives himself there. We saw a Penrith player not even attempting to try to charge him down.
Just been confirmed, David, that Wilson has been replaced altogether by Gregory, and that's a bit of blow for them. I thought he was their best player in the first half.
Certainly had a big first half, and look at Eddinghausen. Eddinghausen in space. He's over the quarter line. The pass comes back, and Coleman's gathered it in, but he's been chopped down. He's only a metre out. What lovely football, docking from dummy half. In a dummy half is McGaw. McGaw made a fumble, but it was knocked backwards. Quinn, away it goes to Watson. Watson will score! So Jack Gibson would be breathing much easier now. And Sean Watson has scored the try, which has put the Sharks in front, 16-6.
Well, this was also easy, David. Once again, we see the Penrith players in and around that play the ball area. And Izzard, the culprit again, moving up quickly. Now look at all these Penrith players here. All it takes was that long ball out wide. Izzard comes round the back instead of moving through, leaves the gap through. Watson says, don't argue, I'm in.
Watson moving in to try and convert his own try, and he's got it. And so the Sharks are in front by 18 points to 6. We've only had about 5 minutes play of the second half.
Kick by number 5, Sean Watson.
Michael Gregory with it. Now docking, Speechley, and he's going to kick again for the western touchline, and that looks to be a fabulous kick, and it is. What a great kick. He's found touch, only about 11 or 12 metres out from the Penrith line.
Now what's Speechley here? Now you'll notice that Penrith don't even attempt to get anywhere near him. I know he gave himself a lot of room, but they're not putting him under any pressure. But a magnificent kick nonetheless.
He's putting it on the sixpence. Every time, dive for the ball. Delaney won it. The referee, though, said, I want it in again. In it goes. Delaney's got it. Oh, they've lost the ball, and Speechley's got the ball on the ground for Cronulla, so they've got another chance here, the Sharks. Miller, now it goes to Quinn, away to Docking, and Docking, he's still going Docking. Well, they've got to put him on the ground. Eddinghausen almost got into the clear there. Only about 20-odd metres away as the ball's played. It comes from Miller. The run round with Quinn. Miller does the little pirouette. The ball's come away. It's gone to Staines. Staines decides to go on his own. He's still going, Dan Staines. Staines, good strong run. He's got within a couple of metres of the line. Docking a dummy half. The pass comes away to McGaw. McGaw dives. McGaw scores. Try to the Sharks.
So easy, David. A sad day for the Penrith Panthers. That was oh so easy. They're just keeping this ball alive. They're not being put down. Nearly every time they get the opportunity, Cronulla are making inroads. They're finding it very difficult to stop them from keeping the ball alive. This was a build-up work to it. Just a very simple pass. No defence came up. They waited for him and suffered the consequences. Now here you see it. From the play of the ball, whipped across here. No one moving forward. Penrith are waiting for him. There you see him come to Daddy, and Daddy scores 4 points. Poor defence.
As Watson moves in, there's the kick. It's successful. He's now got 4 from 4 and a try as well. So Sean Watson has scored 12 points so far this afternoon, and the Sharks have now got away to lead by 24 points to 6 after 11 minutes of the second half. I think we are going to see the Sharks declare in this. Tim Sheen's there speaking with Craig Izzard. Looks like Chris Houghton as well.
Yeah, changes coming up here, David. As you said, Chris Houghton, the former centre, playing as a prop in reserve grade for the Panthers, and also Brad Izzard's brother Craig, the army man, coming onto the field. And at the moment, we haven't quite got the changes, but don't be surprised if Joe Vatanza is one of the players off, and also Colin Vandervoort. But we'll check with those in a minute.
So now the work move by Cronulla.
That was like the charge of the Light Brigade.
Down on the Penrith quarter line, we've had 40 handling errors in this game, and that could only be attributed to the new balls. Now look at this, McGaw! McGaw's feet! McGaw looking for a hat-trick! McGaw's in! McGaw, a hat-trick of tries here as the Sharks are starting to run away with this game. It's Cronulla 28, Penrith 6, and look at that. Gene Miles would have been especially proud of that one, didn't he? Look at this.
Beautiful try to the Sharks, keeping the ball out wide. Notice how deep they are. Lovely long ball from the hooker, then on to Speechley. And the strength. He just said to Clements, out of my way. Oh, beautiful try. And that's got a state jumper written all over it. Now look how they keep the ball alive here. This is what it's all about, the strength there at the end. Look how he runs, unorthodox running with the ball. Not the best way. He knew he had to dive to take it.
Watson from the touchline, his most difficult kick of the afternoon. Flat and low and 2 points. 5 from 5 for Sean Watson. It's been a very mechanical performance. It's been a great kicking performance from Sean Watson and a great try-scoring performance from Mark McGaw. And Cronulla are leading by 30 points to 6.
Come on, Penrith, you play in 2 halves, 4 quarters, not just 1 quarter.
Now Lydiard with it, good ball and all tackle, but good football from Lydiard. That got it away to Bentley. Bentley over the halfway. Robards in support. Robards with the ball, looking for support, trying to link up over the other side of the field with Lydiard. It's Bentley in a dummy half. Last tackle against the Panthers as Simmons goes on his own. Simmons puts the ball onto his boot into the in-goal area. It'll bounce. Back there is Eddinghausen. Eddinghausen, all the ease in the world, picked up that ball on the ground. And look at this. Class. Now that was sheer, unadulterated class the way he picked that up. A lot of other footballers would have really just gone to that ball and stopped to pick it up. He just picked it up on the run. Gee, what a carefree pickup. All the confidence in the world.
Was it ever, David? And a lot of the crowd here, and no doubt the television viewers out there, thought that it actually was going to stop. That's so much ease, so much class.
Not many footballers could do it. I know it looked pretty easy at home, but believe me, it isn't. To be able to pick that ball up on the run like that, but have the confidence to do it, is something else.
He had them all mesmerised, David. Let's see it again. You'll see him coming into the picture. There he goes, onto the full. Now look at the ease. He misses one. It looks as though he's going to stop here. Which way should I go? Oh, nothing that way. That's sheer class.
So David Hatch coming off the field for the Sharks. They'll not go down to the sideline. Who's come on who?
Scott Freestone, David, from the field. And Hatch is the captain, as you know, and receiving a standing ovation here. One of the most popular players down at Endeavour Field.
From dummy half, it's Miller. Now it comes away to Scott Freestone. Freestone held up, though. Only a couple of metres out from the Penrith line. Docking again at dummy half. It's got away now to Speechley. The pass comes away now to Staines. And Staines is held up. He's going to be tackled. Only a couple of metres out. Fourth tackle against the Sharks. Quinn at dummy half. Quinn, the pass comes away towards Miller. On it goes to Gregory. Gregory can't get his pass away. Yes, he can. It's loose. It's picked up by Docking. And Docking has scored. No. Referee says knock on.
Once again, a ball going loose there, but Cronulla ever so sharp. They keep this ball alive. It was a gamble. Gregory slipped it out. The referee played play on.
And off comes Gavin Miller.
He's had a strong game, David. Control the forwards. And more importantly, he's kept the forwards out of the back line.
And there we are, the Western Australian boys, quite distinctive there in their black jumpers. And of course, you'll see the emblem there, the little gold emblem with the big black swan. So there we are, the Western Australian under-15 schoolboys side.
Come on, Cronulla. Come on, Cronulla.
And good luck to them too. And ABC Radio tomorrow in New South Wales and some areas of Queensland and the Northern Territory and Radio Australia. We'll be able to hear the coverage of the Balmain Eastern Suburbs game from the Sydney Cricket Ground. Next Saturday afternoon, ABC television viewers will be seeing the Tigers yet again when the Tigers take on the Raiders. Balmain and Canberra will be opposed at the Leichhardt Oval next Saturday afternoon. And that should be a great game as well. Now Izzard, Craig that is, with the ball. About 9 metres Cronulla's side of halfway as Houghton takes it up.
For both sides, David, just going through the motion here. Penrith realise they've got a long road, not only to drive back, but to get themselves any confidence to look towards 1988. They really have looked at his spirited side this afternoon.
So Delaney, the pass comes out wide towards Robards, and Robards is held up. Only about 20 metres out though. Lydiard, Clements. Clements has passed away. It comes to Houghton. The pass comes back to Simmons. Simmons on his own. Be fitting if Roy scored a try. He's played his heart out there today. Lydiard at dummy half. It's again with Clements. The long cutout pass almost intercepted by McGaw. Izzard away it goes to Bentley, and Bentley's in. Well, they've scored a late try here, Penrith. McGaw took the odds on the intercept. It didn't come off. Brad Izzard said thank you, and Cole Bentley has scored the try.
Well, it was a case, David, of the first time that Penrith have utilised the link. With 3/4 in the line, not forwards. They got the lucky bounce, went for the interception, and Bentley in for a consolation try. Now there's the kids, they think the game's over. The announcers telling them to get off. Now watch the ball out wide. Now they go for the intercept here. It goes against McGaw. And for once the 3/4 line is in position. And good credit to Bentley in for the try.
So the kick's wide. And so the score, Cronulla 30, Penrith 10. There's still about 60 seconds. No, there isn't. The clock's actually wound down. There was a player down injured, but the referee hadn't called time off, so that it is full time now. And the final score sees Cronulla get the 2 Winfield Cup competition points. They've defeated Penrith by 30 points to 10. And because of that win, it means they go to 22 points on the Winfield Cup competition table, and they're now equal with Balmain, Canberra and Souths. And of course all of those sides have matches in hand tomorrow, and Canterbury, who are also on 20, have a chance to advance to 22 tomorrow. They play Parramatta at the Belmore Sports Ground. So there we are, the final score. Cronulla defeating Penrith by 30 points to 10. For Cronulla, Mark McGaw, a hat-trick, 3 tries, and the other try scorers Alan Wilson and Sean Watson, and Watson 5 goals from 5 attempts, so he gained 16 points and McGaw 12, while for Penrith, Robinson and Bentley scored the tries and Greg Clements kicked the goal.